imoto ukuthi siyabakhipha labantwana bebani bekhamba etikolweni takuleli ikakhulukazi la eGauteng.
The program is simple. La South Africa, we are not going to compromise abantwana bala South Africa for anyone coming from anywhere. Utba ma China, babuye Asia, babuye Europe, babuye noma kuphi. South African kids will be put first and prioritized la South Africa. So le I think discussion. All we are saying is that we are happy with the constitution of this country. All kids have a right to education, but not at the expense of South African children. South African children must come first, and whatever's left must be given to others, not the other way around. And that's why I stand firmly. It's the right thing to do. Skip abantwana, baba puma wherever they come from, and make sure that the space less is prioritized for South African children.
Kungusi yini kahle kahle lenibonile yendeka lapha etikolweni nize nifike kulesinyathelo leso?
There was an overwhelming number of South African kids abangatholanga space ezikoleni bahleli emakaya, in townships, in villages, even nala eGauteng, in suburbs. There is an overwhelming majority of South Africans without school, and labantwana laba puma wherever they come from. I don't want to seem as if I'm being hard and using the words that they don't want us to use, but labantwana lab, they know themselves. They have space because their parents invest in corruption and bribe schools, and South African kids asnamal for corruption. That's why our system needs to change, because abantwana bethu and the parents don't have enough means to put their kids through school with just an honest application. So we need to address that, and there's no other way of addressing it than and face the problem for what it is. And right now the solution is to move labantwana laba phuma kude sifaka abantwana benu la South Africa. There is no way that a South African woman will carry a child for 9 months and that child must suffer like South Africa's corner. Tina can never ever be.
Kunguthi awukho yini umgomo noma umthetho lo landzelwa litiko letemfundo lothi aqale baseNingizimu Afrika aqala abantwana ngabe akwendeki lokho lapha etikolweni?
No, it doesn't happen. The process is not like that, and that's why seen a problem. So I'm seeing a problem ukuthi South African kids are left behind. They are compromised at and foreign kids are given space at the expense of South African kids. The process is not clear. The procedures are not straightforward. So that's why we need to work with the government of the day, support the government of the day in making sure that we build policies that are straightforward and prioritize abantwana bethu la South Africa and make sure that they're never compromised. It doesn't matter by who.
Mawubuka ke ngibani lo wendela phasi labantwana kahle kahle nanokuthi ingabe labantwana kubalimati yini nasebaphumile lapha etikolweni?
Yazi nsizwami, I will start to worry about the psychological effect yalabantwana mabaphume ekoleni after I deal with the psychological effect of South African kids not having schools. That question I'll answer it after. So right now my concern with the South African kids.
Kune nkulumo ebunjalo ke yelive ingabe ucabanga ukuthi yini lesitawutfola khona lapho kule nkulumo nakuthi ayenza benetikolo yamengameli kusasa mengameli uthula inkulumo yakhe ebunjalo believe ingabe ucabanga ukuthi kukhona yini lesitawutfola khona lapho kule nkulumo mayelana netinza batala etikolo?
Yeah, look, I think if I prioritize land up, it's going to be a problem. So I think a large bulk of the conversation tomorrow or the presentation tomorrow will be such that uzokhuluma ngayo le ndaba ukuthi siphuma what's the way forward sihamba kanjani so that sonke sebenzisane to make sure that we don't have this problem, because if the government of the day does not respect the people of the day, sizoba nenkinga. We will keep fighting for our children here in South Africa until someone listens to us. So I am quite confident ukuthi kusasa when the leadership speaks, we are going to get a direction so that we can all move forward.
Kunana indzaba yokuthi kunemashi lothi awisekeli lehlelwe licembu le-EFF kepha ke uyacela letinye tintfo ingabe kubeka kuphi lokho ngoba uthe wena awisekeli le amashi kungani ulapho kulesimo leso?
You know, when you say we are shutting down the country, it's equivalent to saying that the country is under lockdown. So my humble request is that if Julius wants to take the country through lockdown, he must work hard and be the president of this country. He mustn't think that the EFF is the country. The EFF is a serious minority in this country. And I'm not saying this undermine abantu be-EFF. Some of the people I live with are EFF members. I even bury some of the EFF members with mabashonile. So I don't have a problem with the supporters. But what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. On that day, ngalelo langa, there's someone, 8 years unemployed. On that day, une interview. So that person must miss out on a chance of employment, of getting a job and putting bread on the table because Julius woke up and felt guti uvali country. Julius mustn't behave like Tati Nyaupe. Ainze noma yini ule country le. This country has laws. We all abide by the same laws, and it's simple. Julius will be allowed to register a match, must register a match, and that match must have a point A, point B, hand over memorandum, and go home. Simple, like everyone else. When you are unhappy, like SAPC as staff, you can only exercise your disgruntlement within the boundaries of the law. Julius can never ever say he's subjecting a country to shut down. Tina Siwupi's corner can never be. I'll be waiting in front to see that he's handing over his memorandum. I'll clap hands for him, he must go home, like everyone else. In this country, Julius is like Umama say next door. His rights are equivalent to Ukok or Nomuban. He mustn't come and act as if he's got any other authority above anyone else. If the president of the day says he shut down, that's not choice. So he must work hard. When he's a president of the day, abantu abafana namsis will help him. When he says there's a shutdown, and say yes, president, because we respect the laws of the day, we'll shut down the country. Until then, Julius can never tell us that we're shutting down the country. People mustn't go to school after COVID. We must have a backlog in our education system because of Julius. His kids are going to private schools where Mrs. Van der Merwe will continue the business of the day. While Abe Tobantwana Abangena Malokshin will have a problem because there won't be a taxi, there won't be people, just chaos. And again, it's an opportunity for looting. So Julius says it's okay to take a decision for a already struggling economy. There must be criminal elements, must take an opportunity to loot shops and do funny things in the name of anarchy, because that's what happens. If you just study the trends of a shutdown or a lockdown, people's disgruntlement on the day, there's always criminal elements that creep in, and we've got looting. Where will he be? He will be behind blue lights. Tina, the people of the day on the ground will be fighting each other. So I'm not even going to suggest that people must grow up and have the wisdom not to fight. I don't want on that day or whatever that's negative. They must understand, the South African civil society must understand that anyone in an EFF t-shirt is not their fault. They are just drunk and intoxicated by Julius Malemas' false hope of leadership. That's not informed. If Julius wants to do the right thing for this country, he must consult civil society, because we've got more people who are not political than people who are political. I'm even saying it wrong. There's more people outside EFF than people inside EFF. So you mustn't think that the decision that the EFF takes must be solid enough and have enough weight to influence the country. Otherwise, he must respect the stakeholders. The taxi industry must be consulted. Julius must understand that this country has industry that is 100 years older than the EFF. So we are not going to pretend as if it's the savior we've been all waiting for. It's simple. We can work with any political party as long as whatever it's doing is within the interest of the people and it's informed by the passionate reasoning of the people.
Kungiletha kulombuto wami lengifuna ukubutana ukuthi ingabe letinkinga letikhona la kuleli veti ingalungisa kanjani ngaphandle ukuthi kucatshane nebantu bangaphandle.
The only way for South Africa ukuthi siye phambili is that we must stop being hypocrites thina abantu bala South Africa. We must stop being hypocrites. Singavumeli nje abo Julius and other politicians to divide us. Politics wants this country divided. If we all celebrated Nelson Mandela because he was a man of unity, why are we hypocrites today and we all want to pull different directions? The solution for this country, black kids, colored kids, Indian kids, regardless of gender, white kids, Afrikaans kids in farms, and talk how we're taking this country forward. Talk about how to move and push this country forward. Right now, politics wants us to make sure that the future citizen of this country is not educated enough to take rational decisions. They want to keep us emotional so that we can continue taking emotional decisions, and that's what politics wants. Because if politics wanted rational thinkers, they know that if politics will go extinct. Why are they investing in poor education systems? You and I are a product of nonsense education. Everyone that's around me here were subjected to nonsense education. You've got young kids in Germany bafundisa ngama minds swam. They're being taught how to mine. Our education system is teaching us nothing that is in line with our economy. So that means, what does politics want? Politics is saying that the future South African adult must go work at the mine, not own the mine. But the child in Germany that's 14 years now is being prepared to own the mine. So we're not going to entertain lama politician intoxicating us with nonsense so that we can go sing Oliver Tambo. Listen, as young people, we are tired of singing Oliver Tambo on the streets. We want real solutions for real people. The people of today must get the real solutions from the leadership of today. Otherwise, if they are tired of leadership, they're not leaders, these people. They're capitalists. They are there for municipal tenders. So they must just peacefully move before we make them move, because we know all the addresses, from the president of the country to the lowest rank. The people will one day go into their houses and remove them physically.
Konke lesikukhulumile ucabanga ukuthi uhulumende uyatilalela tiphakamiso tenu?
Uhulumende uzanitsisa?
Uyatilalela tiphakamiso tenu?
Oh yes, we actually like South Africa, we are blessed to have a government that listens. It's unfortunate that the government does not act. It's the action that is short in our government. So yes, the government indeed, bayalalela, and they are very accessible, and you can send them messages. Bayalalela. The problem is that they do not have, this country doesn't have the leadership necessary for a proper turnaround. We need someone like Putin in this country. Someone who doesn't mind taking their zip down because they've got enough under their pants to say, we are going this direction and I don't care who says what. This country, we are too much saying, I'm scared of sounding xenophobic. Hey, I'm scared of what the international media will say. The international media can go jump. What's important is every South African woman, black, white, Indian, colored, it doesn't matter. The child you are going to give birth to must find this country in good standing.
Asibonga kakhulu Nhlanhla isikhathi sakho. Imbonelo eveleke la kule nkulumo akusiyo ye-SABC nobe bahleli balolu hlelo bekunhlanhla Lux asicacisela kabanti ngale mibono yakhe la siphathele yona.